My top 5 tips for lettering and calligraphy beginners. So number 1, make sure that you're going thick going down and thin coming up. This is the basis of calligraphy and lettering, and if you make your strokes all the same, you're going to have trouble differentiating between your regular writing and your calligraphy. Practice making smooth transitions and making your curves really smooth and not choppy. So right here you can see I'm writing a word with no variance in the strokes and then with the calligraphy variance. Number 2 is use the right supplies. So it's important if you're trying to do brush lettering that you, number 1, have brush pens or a marker, anything that has an angled tip that you can create a different pressure variance on. So you can see here, it's really, really important that you have a little bit of flexibility in the tip. If you're doing faux calligraphy, you can add the lines after, but if you're doing regular calligraphy or lettering, it's important that your tip is like this, and also make sure you use smooth paper so you don't ruin your brush pen. Number 3 is make sure you lift after every stroke. This is so important, and it helps you just readjust your grip on the brush pen and make sure that your strokes are consistent and smooth. I feel like this is an overlooked tip, but it's so important to make sure your lettering looks consistent. You can see here this is with no lift, kind of got smushed together, and then with lift I was able to add a little bit more bounce and personality to the writing. Number 4 is probably the most important tip of all. Make sure you go slow. So right here is my average speed of how I do my lettering. And I've been lettering for a long time, so beginners should probably go a little bit slower. It is very slow, and that's important so that you can create consistent lines, nothing shaky, and you can really lift after every stroke and think out where you want the next letter to be. Again, every video online is probably going to be sped up, so do not use that as a guideline unless it says real-time lettering, and it's different for everyone as well. It's not wrong to go fast, but it's definitely going to give you a different style. So here's some real-time lettering of me going fast, and it ended up with this wispy style. So tip number 5 is practice, practice, practice. Even if it's just doing basic drills like this, do not neglect practice. Get some worksheets. Just practice your name over and over again because it's the most important thing and it will build up your muscle memory. So I hope this helped, and let me know what you think.